Arts-based emotional resilience, creative coping strategies for stress and strength. Learn how arts-based activities can enhance emotional strength and psychological resilience through creative coping strategies for stress management. Building emotional resilience through the arts, a fresh take on stress management. You know how life sometimes just piles on the stress? Whether it's work drama, family stuff, or just that general weight we all carry, it's no surprise that many people are looking for better coping strategies to handle it all. Today, I want to chat with you about something that might sound a little different from your typical advice, using the arts as a tool to build emotional strength and psychological resilience. Most people think of arts like painting, music, dance, or writing as fun hobbies, but they're actually powerful channels for emotional intelligence and mental fortitude. Think of it like training a muscle, your mind and emotions, only instead of weights, you're using creativity. This approach isn't just about relaxation, though it definitely helps with stress management. It's about using the arts to strengthen your emotional core so that tiny setbacks don't knock you sideways. So here's the deal. When you engage in arts-based activities, you're often encouraged to express what you're feeling inside. Sometimes it's easier to put emotions into colors, words, or movements than to explain them out loud. This kind of expression helps you recognize and process feelings, which is a key part of emotional intelligence. And with higher emotional intelligence, you build what experts call psychological resilience, the ability to bounce back from tough experiences. What's interesting is how small, relatable, emotional struggles, like a disagreement with a friend or feeling overwhelmed at work, can actually create ripple effects in our mental health if they're not addressed. That's where arts based emotional resilience building comes in. It helps transform these tiny traumas into manageable experiences instead of overwhelming crises. Painting or drawing, using colors and shapes to communicate emotions can lighten the mental load. Writing or journaling, putting thoughts on paper clarifies feelings, making it easier to handle stress and negative emotions. Music, playing an instrument, singing, or even listening actively can evoke and soothe emotions, boosting emotional strength. Movement and dance. Physical expression frees up emotional energy and creates mindfulness. One great resource that explains this so well is the book Ripple Effects, Transforming Tiny Traumas. It highlights how these seemingly small emotional bumps can trigger bigger challenges, but how arts-based methods can interrupt that process and rebuild mental fortitude. If you're interested in learning techniques that blend creativity and emotional health, this book is a solid place to start. Why does this matter? Because traditional stress management often focuses just on relaxation or distraction. While those help temporarily, true emotional resilience means being able to navigate whatever life throws at you without losing your balance. Using creative outlets gives you a toolkit that not only helps with immediate stress, but also builds your capacity for growth over time. So, next time you feel crunched by stress, instead of scrolling through your phone, try sketching what you're feeling, writing a few honest lines in a notebook, or putting on some music that resonates with your mood. It might feel a little awkward at first, but that's part of the process. You're practicing emotional strength and building the kind of psychological resilience that sticks. And hey, if you want to go a bit further, grab a copy of Ripple Effects, Transforming Tiny Traumas, and see how the author walks you through these concepts with clarity and compassion. You can purchase the book now and start transforming your emotional challenges into growth opportunities. Trust me, it's a great companion on the journey to stronger emotional intelligence and better stress management. Remember, resilience doesn't mean never feeling overwhelmed. It means having the skills to process, adapt, and come back stronger. And the arts just happen to be one of the most accessible and enjoyable ways to develop those skills. Here's to making creativity a part of your emotional health toolkit.